Ryan with Pyle here. Today I'm going to do a full overview for Pyle's new PLCMDVR15 mobile DVR video surveillance recording system. This unit is no lightweight solution and does not compromise on any features you would find in most home systems. The DVR is basically a mini computer you can use to capture and manage footage from the 4 available video inputs, compatible with Pyle's PLCMDVR15 cameras. The interface is easily navigated from the included remote, so you can review the camera footage and set recording settings right from your vehicle. Not only will the system help to record from the cameras, but you can also set up the cameras to automatically switch over to give you an extra eye when backing up, turning, or sitting directly in front of you. Very handy for trailers, buses, and trucks. So here we are at the test area. We got the mobile DVR hooked up for you. The unit actually won't output any video until you lock up the SD card. It'll lock it up and the device boots right up. So by default you're going to see the split screen, which would show all 4 camera views if you had 4 cameras hooked up. I only have 2 hooked up today, so we're seeing video from screen 1 and 2. So you can use the included remote to switch to full screen between each one. Here we have camera 1, camera 2. So let's run through some of the different settings available on the device. Press menu on the remote to access the settings. Let's first take a look at the system settings. You can set the date, the channel you want it to start on, time zone, and give the device a name in this menu. You can even set up a password and an admin password if multiple people are accessing the device. So here we have some more power-up settings. You can set the power-up to be on the power or set to a specific time for on and off. Let's take a look at the record settings. Under mode you can set a couple different record settings, including the system type, record mode to be auto, time, or alarm, a file limit, and whether or not to overwrite the data as it records. You can also set a schedule. You can set it to correspond to the different days of the week. So under channel setup, you can set different settings for each of your cameras. You can enable or disable, set the frames per second, and the quality. Let's take a look at settings under vehicle. Here you can set different settings for alarm in. And this is going to tell the device what to do when it receives input from the alarm I/O interface. Let's take a look at the Tools tab. Here in the Tools tab you can format the SD card, you can save or load default configurations, and you can reset the settings. Let's check the playback features. Enter the menu and search in the interface for the video. Select your date, the start and end time, and click search. Here you can see the different video recordings. Select the file you'd like to see and hit the play button on the bottom right of the remote to activate the playback. Here you can fast forward, pause, and stop the footage. Just going to run through a quick installation of Pyle's PLCMDVR15. So as we can see, the DVR has 4 video inputs. We got a video out and audio out. We got a spot for a USB, our power, ignition, battery, and ground. And on the other side we have a spot for the SD card. Actually that locks up, you need the key to open this up. So the idea is I'm going to wire it up in my trunk here, and to do that I'll have to get to the power wires that come back to my trunk. So all I got to do is pop off these little screw holes on my vehicle. It'll be different vehicle to vehicle, but I just got to get access to the wires to the tail light here. So what I'll do is I'll use these splice boxes. I'll go right into the most convenient electrical source I can find here. These go to my tail lights. So I got my power and ground, now we're ready to test with the ignition on. So we got our green power indicator on with the ignition on. So the next thing I will do is attach the reverse camera to my trunk. Here in my Hyundai Elantra I got a little convenient hole for a reverse camera. It'll mount just under here like that. And I'll just run the wire right up through back to the DVR box. And boy do they give you a lot of cable. You could break up a whole bus with this. This is for the camera video signal. Camera number 2 I'm going to mount in the front. I'm gonna put it all the way under here, mount it to the bumper, and then what I'll have to do is I'll have to run the cable up under, use the extension, and I'm gonna chase it along with the cable I have for my current car amplifier here, which passes through to the interior of the car. In the inside here I have the audio power right to the battery running along here up through the back, and that's where the DVR is going to be. So you don't need it to record, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the video feed right to the Pyle PLCM7500. So we have to wire up this green wire along with the red wire, both to the power. So now that I got my screen powered up, one last thing to do is going to be to pass the video output from the DVR up through the car, grab it, I'm going to put it to the video end of my screen. So the last thing I'm going to have to do is send a 12 volt charge to the correct alarm input that I want to send out through the video output here. We have 4 alarm inputs. Input 1 is for the left turn signal, input 2 is for right turn signal, input 3 is the reverse signal, and input 4 is going to be your front camera. So depending on where you send your 12 volt charge to this I/O port here is going to be what camera shows through the video out.